Previously,
Ho, ho, ho!
the house went Christmas crackers.
Have you been a good boy this year?
Dead good.
I'm always a good girl.
Oh, you know.
I better come to this party, Santa. Take it piss. What the fuck have I got that for?
It's not personal, Helen.
Bullshit. No wonder he's not got any fucking mates.
Tonight, it's nominations.
Drives me insane.
She was slagging me off behind my back.
Broke my heart.
Quite rude.
Balls the shit out of me.
A bit stroppy.
Least genuine, least trustworthy and biggest liar in the house. Are you actually serious?
You really let me down. You completely mugged me off.
Do you feel mugged off by that?
What a fucking joke.
She just has these pity parties for herself.
It's a shame you can't nominate me in it, Chris.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
Who's playing a game in this house? One person.
Potentially Big Chris.
You're joking.
Bunch of two-faced bastards in this house. I'm so angry.
Don't speak to me. Do not talk to me.
Fine.
Day 32, 9:42 a.m. Today is nominations day. As Helen has a pass to the final and Jarlath already has the killer nomination, they cannot be nominated. Nobody else knows what the day will bring.
I do not want to do nominations. Can't do it.
Stressful.
I think I've got one in my brain.
I think I've got me too.
No, I haven't got me two.
Might not be shocking.
Really?
I get on with everybody so well. I've had to look for the most stupid little fucking reasons.
No. The problem is...
Little reasons, which is for me really fucking frustrating because
Because in normal life you wouldn't even mention it, would you?
never, and these little reasons could write people off.
You all right, hon?
Hey, yeah, morning. Yeah, not bad.
Nomination, Dan. Hello. Lovely, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Are you ready to nominate?
Ready as I could ever be.
Do you know who you're picking?
I don't know. Yeah?
I do now.
(12:14 p.m. Mark's making a fashion statement.
Do you think I look nautical today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
I love a nautical theme.
Where would you say that I'm from today? Monaco? Monte del Carlo?
Monte what?
Del Carlo? Whatever. What's it
Monte
called?
Gallo.
Yeah.
But you look a bit Saint-Tropezzian.
Winston is asking Stephen about Kimberly.
How's it going with you, though? Good?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very good.
Good.
Very good. It's quite weird, like... I didn't really expect anything to happen at all. So, because it has, it's like, fuck, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So, you know when you, like, if tomorrow was still here now, you'd probably be like me and Kim.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So, you'd be tight, you know what I mean? I'm a bit gutted for you in that sense, actually.
I know, it was like...
It was just too everything was too quick.
Nipped in the bud, wasn't it?
Huh?
Nipped in the bud.
Danielle and Ashley are talking about Winston.
What were you talking about last night?
You and me and Winston? Oh, he was just asking about, like, dates that I've been on and all this sort of stuff.
What did you say?
And I was just, like, telling him, like, the type of dates that I've been on and type of guys that I go for, and then he was like that.
Did you describe him?
No. I was like kind of just total opposite of, like, you. He was just laughing, and he was just talking about how he wants to settle down and how many children he wants and all that stuff.
What did he say?
He said he wants 5 children.
What the fuck?
4 boys and a girl, I think he said.
Jesus.
And
He needs to get working quickly then. He's nearly 30.
I know. Oh, it was quite... He turned around and he's like, yeah, but what happens when you meet your husband and years later he goes out on the lash and then pulls someone? I was like, right, firstly, I would never in my life marry someone that has that vocabulary. You know, I'm with my children and he turns around and goes, oh, you know, I'm going to go out on a bender or something, do you know what I mean? And I would never, ever marry someone that didn't have the same values and ideals as me. I said, so it would never happen. He's like, yeah, but what if... I was like, no, it would never happen, Winston.
1:16 p.m. Marlon is asleep. Nominations are the hot topic in the garden.
Bet you want a break, don't you, from being on?
More than anything.
When was the last time that you felt relaxed? Was it week 1?
Never. I'm just looking at it like I'm just Charlie, and I've just got a fucking thing and I'm just up every week.
I don't think we're up this week.
I fucking
Really
hope
don't.
not. I well could do with a chilled week.
At the dining table, Stephen's talking about his grooming habits.
Every Saturday, my mum, who's 51, my dad, who's 56, me, who's 23, Ben, my brother, who's 21, Charlie, 18, Sammy, 13, my younger nan, she's 69, and my other granddad, which is 74. All of us go to the same salon every Saturday, all get our eyebrows touched up, and all go and have facials, all go and have massages, all together. Every single Saturday.
This is Big Brother.
Here we go.
Could Christopher come to the diary room?
Here we go, first stop.
Oh, cheers. I'm gonna get coffee.
It's a shame you can't nominate me, innit, Chris?
Oh, indeed, indeed. You've already got your coal, you've suffered enough.
What?
Hello, Christopher.
Hiya.
Christopher, could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
My first nomination is Stephen. I feel there are times in the house whenever he's trying to tell me how I think and how to feel about events in the house. After a nomination, he will kind of tell me, you must feel relieved, you must feel brilliant by that public reaction, you must know what's around the corner next, you're in a good position to make it to the final. And I think we're very different as people, and I think if Stephen were to listen to me a little bit more, he would understand how I'm living my Big Brother experience.
Christopher, could you give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
My second nomination is Winston. And the reason I'm nominating Winston is because he won't speak his mind very often in the house. He won't say how he's feeling, and I always do. And it's not a case of being nasty, it's a case of speaking your mind and standing up for yourself. And I think at 27 years of age, I think it's about time you learn to do so.
My first nomination is going to Ashley. She makes out that she is a victim in the house when, to be quite honest with you, she's probably one of the biggest gobs in the house. She says certain things that are completely insensitive to other people's feelings, and also she's making people maybe not as relaxed around her because they're scared that because she's only 18, everyone's supposed to feel sorry for her. And I don't want somebody in the house that affects people's natural behaviour and the personality, and I think that's what she does. My second nomination goes to Christopher. I've made an awful lot of effort with Christopher. I spent 26 hours with him in a room, reassuring him, making him feel better about the fact that he felt like he was a Billy No Mates. So I thought I'd built up a rapport with this person. And yesterday he had the audacity to say that I wasn't open enough with him. So I just think he's kind of just spat it all back in my face. Made me feel like shit yesterday, and I don't like that. I don't appreciate being made to feel like I've been completely mugged off, and that's what he did.
My first nomination is going to be Marlon. I feel like his sometimes a bit stroppy and disinterested attitude. He's had a week where he's been saved, and I think he should be really engaging and being positive this week, but he's had a big opportunity and I feel he may have slightly wasted it. My second nomination is going to be Stephen. I think Stephen's sometimes a bit unsure about me, and I think he's trying to work me out. Although he asks a lot of questions, he doesn't listen to the answers very much. He'll either just stop listening or he'll turn the conversation to somebody else while you're answering the question. He is unwittingly sometimes selfish, and it's been noted that he may take more than his share. I really like the guy. I feel like our relationship's getting better, but given the circumstances, I'm afraid Stephen's going to be my nomination.
Coming up, Helen turns up the heat on Christopher.
You fucking cheeky bastard.
Don't say you're in the
I fucking
golden
do.
bar.
You sit there and say that's what I only talk about.
And Danielle does some digging.
Are you just going to live together when you get out of here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you in love?
(2:05 p.m). Marlon is feeling the effects of his workouts.
Why are you walking like that, Marlon?
I feel swollen.
I've got sympathy pains. So swollen. Oh, my legs.
Let's all walk around like this.
I would show you mine, but they're in here.
This is my food, and then there's a little bit of muscle underneath it.
Big Brother has called Winston to the diary room to nominate. So far, Stephen has 2 nominations. Ashley, Christopher, Marlon and Winston each have 1 nomination.
Winston, could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
Yeah, so my first nomination is Chris. Just because the fact that in the last couple of weeks I sort of got to know him a bit, and I do know, he's not a very outgoing character, so he isn't doing the stuff himself, so he sort of sits back and just watches people. And a lot of times I can feel him like watching me a few times and stuff, and it makes me feel a bit on edge a lot of the time, where I'm just constantly feeling like he's watching me sort of doing stuff, and I feel like I am being judged by him. Yeah. My second nomination is Ashley. She can be very sometimes she can be quite rude about stuff. For example, she picked up a plate which was dirty the other day and said, which is probably one of those bastards outside that was left this. And she can, a lot of things she does talk about. It seems to be a lot of things, about complaining about stuff. She could do things a bit different, a different way, rather than sort of do that.
My first nomination is Ash. I feel that there is a massive lack of conversation between the two of us, which makes me feel that I wouldn't really notice if he wasn't here. I just feel like we don't really have anything in common, and I think that he has his friends and he'll spend his time with them, and I know I'm the same, but like if I'm talking to Ash, it's always me that has to kind of instigate the conversation, and that gets a bit boring after a while because we do literally have nothing in common, so it does get quite tiring trying to have a conversation with them. My second nomination's Kimberly. I was wary about Kimberly from the start. This week kind of clarified exactly what she thought about me, so there's obviously a problem there that I'm not completely aware of. I think you have to have a problem with someone to think they're the least genuine, least trustworthy and biggest liar in the house. Like, the person would have to have done something for you to assume that. And to me, if she was honest and upfront, she would have came to me and let me know.
My first nomination is Ashley. Ashley said on more than one occasion that she believed that I was too good for Kimberly, which obviously I think is completely incorrect and obviously very insulting to her and also insulting to me. After the comments that have been made, I'm left with no choice but to issue her with my first nomination. My second nomination is Chris. Of all of our housemates, I feel as if I know Chris the least. I've made several efforts over the last 5 weeks to have discussions with him. He's always a good person to talk to, but he does withhold information, and I feel as if I don't really know Chris's reasons for being here or Chris's journey. I feel quite concerned that if there was anybody who could potentially nominate me, it would be Chris. And I have to choose someone who I believe would have the least impact on me if they left on Friday.
Three p.m. Danielle and Ashley are talking about Helen's pass to the final.
I just think how she's exempt is just a joke. Honestly. It's just no justice.
I've been up 3 weeks in a row, then the day before nominations, I have to exclude 3 people from attending a party the day before a nomination. I just kind of felt as though I was on a death wish in here. It's like you are always going to be pitted against each other at every single turn. Every single turn they'll pick.
I'm just sick of really shit decisions being made. There was Matthew and Tyre's shit decision and your shit decision yesterday.
At least you're honest. Do you want to get the razors and finish off my hair or not?
Piss me off.
Well, if you want to know, I'll tell you the reasons of based my
I don't
decision
want
if
to
you want.
know. You really let me down. I sat there reassuring you for like the best part of 26 hours that you had friends in the house. Trying to make you feel better, felt very sorry for you. The night of nominations, you sat there crying your eyes out. I was the first one to come over and hold your hand. I opened up to you about my personal life last week. You did with me. We spent a lot of time on our own together, and you completely mugged me off.
Did you feel mugged off by that?
And had the audacity to sit there and stand there in front of everybody yesterday and say that I've not been open with you. What a fucking joke.
Right, let me explain. In the bedroom yesterday, who else was in there with you and Marlon? Danielle. Danielle's been my mate in here pretty much from the start.
We said Danielle as well. I didn't understand why Danielle wasn't there.
Right, it wasn't based on who's my friend, so that's when I said to you at the end, try not to take it personally. I didn't pick people based on who's my friend. Up there in the diary...
Well, obviously not, because...
Helen, that's why I said to you, it's not personal, because if it had been personal...
It is personal.
Well, Danielle's
I'm telling you, I took it personal.
Danielle's my friend, and I wouldn't have deliberately excluded Danielle.
I think it's up to Christopher to decide whether or not it's personal. He made the decision.
Yeah, exactly.
She just has these pity parties for herself all the time.
It's bad, isn't it?
I'm just a bit shocked that we spent the time that we did together the other day talking about things, and I made such an effort with you, especially this week. I've never had effort back really from you.
What annoys me is her posse stand behind her and make her think what she does is right.
Yeah, but they laugh naked on
She
it.
is so rude.
Part of my reason as well was the golden barge thing that you're always talking about.
Sorry?
Because you always say that you're on the golden...
I always say that.
You do say that.
You fucking cheeky bastard.
You do always say you're on the golden barge.
You sit there and say that's what I only talk about.
Not
I
what
get
you
pissed
only
off that I
you
get
always-
labelled with that.
I
Don't
say-
even speak to me. Don't speak to me. Do not talk to me.
Fine.
You fucking lying
But you
bastard.
won't listen to me.
You're
What's
a
the point?
liar. You're a fucking liar. When
I'm
do
a
you hear
liar.
me? I've said all along that I feel like that's a curse. And you've made out that I sit
Could
here
I
and
get a
think
word
I'm
in
great.
edgeways? If you let me, if you actually
No, I
listen
don't
to
want
what I
to. The
have to
words
say,
that you
Helen.
just said. I constantly hear you talking about the golden badge.
You're complaining
And I
about
say
the
it- I say
golden
it's a
barge,
curse.
Helen. You're not saying. You have said that many times. You said you hate
You
this
didn't
whole
say
thing
that
about people
then.
being on
You
the
said
golden.
you're always on about the golden
Right, well, let
badge.
me finish. It's very hard to get a word in edgeways with you sometimes.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I just don't feel like giving you the opportunity today.
Maybe you're just a dick. Like, she's here for the 10 weeks. She's going to have much more opportunities than people who are going next Friday, the Friday after, the Friday after that.
Exactly.
You always say that you hate being seen as being on the golden barge and that kind of thing. And I thought there's many people, Helen is a surefire finalist, there's many people who will be long gone while Helen's still in the final. I'm just annoyed that you're upset about it. Because I thought that you might be able
I'm not upset today. Yesterday I felt like a complete dick.
See, you read far too much into that. I didn't read as deep into that as you did.
Well, I do. I take things very personally when I've opened
You
up to somebody.
shouldn't. You shouldn't take that
Don't tell
personally.
me what I should and shouldn't take personal. It's up to me.
I know, but like you're kind of telling me about how I should and shouldn't make a decision. And I had to make a decision. You have to let me have free reign. I never complained at any decisions you've had to make.
Right, well, at least
that
we
you've
know
had
where
to
we
make
both
in this
stand.
house.
I just regret telling you certain things
We
this
don't
week.
know how we both stand, Helen, because you seem to think that I've kind of taken that all in and I've slapped you around the face.
Right, well, I understand where you're coming from and you understand me, so let's just move on from it. It's
All right.
done.
Final point is, I'm sorry for making you feel shitty, but
Gosh.
it wasn't intended. It wasn't intended, and you know that's not how I made my decision. All right?
Fair enough. It's done. I forgot about it. Let's just start again. Okay?
You're a fucking bollocks.
4:14 p.m. Danielle is quizzing Stephen and Kimberly.
Are you going to live together when you get out of here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What, really?
Yeah. We decided already.
No way.
Look on your face. Whoa, really?
Look at Danielle's face.
Serious stuff?
Yeah. We already talked about it ages ago, didn't we?
Are you in love?
I think
It's a difficult word.
I think that would be a very inappropriate thing to be discussing at this stage.
You think so?
I think that word carries a lot of weight, which I do not feel like getting into.
But if you're going to be living together.
Yeah, I've already said that. Like, I've already made it clear that what's happening to me. I don't need to sort of say it. I don't need to say the word, but as I say, it's sort of like it's pretty obvious.
Marlon is next to nominate.
My first nomination is Ashley. She said some rude things. She's told her quite a few lies. She said things about Kim, which I thought was very unacceptable. Like, Stephen can do a lot better, which I thought was very below the belt. I always thought Ashley was a sweet, sweet girl, but that was a bit of a bitchy comment. My second nomination is Christopher. I am nominating Christopher due to the fact that yesterday he said something to Helen that I thought was a bit way out of left field, that she didn't open up enough. And for her not to get pictures, I thought, that's a bit weird. So I just thought it was a bit of a eyebrow-raising moment that was yesterday.
My first nomination is for Christopher, but I'm very disappointed because I did see him as a friend, and with regards to the Christmas party, knowingly know that I don't really talk to Helen and Marlon, and to exclude me and put me in with Helen and Marlon, I thought wasn't a very good move. Obviously it doesn't value my friendship as much as I thought, and well, you know, now vice versa, clearly. And I just don't think that he's the person that I thought he was, you know, when I first met him. Second nomination, unfortunately, is Marlon. During my task at my finishing school, I witnessed a clip of certain things Marlon said. The daddy was that he would like, in reference to me, to crack the nutcracker, which in layman's terms basically means that he would like to be sexually involved with me and, you know, la-di-da-da. Who are you to turn round and discuss that on national TV? Like, are you actually serious?
My first nomination is Ashley. I was highly disappointed in how disingenuous she showed herself to be. I had tried really hard to be her friend, and when it so happened that I was in the morgue and, you know, she made the comments that she did against me, saying that she wouldn't give me the time of day and that, you know, everyone thought that Stephen could do better. You know, she made the comments at the seance when, you know, I didn't really have the right to reply. That night just kind of was icing on the cake. The name of my second nomination, which I'm very disappointed that I have to say, is Danielle. When I first met Danielle, I knew that we would be good friends. I knew that we would hit it off. I knew everything would be great. That being said, she ultimately broke my heart when she did not stand up for me during the seance. I did expect her to be loyal. There's some people in that room that should have stood up for me, and she was one of them. Like, I don't sometimes show how I feel, but that did upset me.
Danielle is filling Ashley in on her earlier conversation with Stephen and Kimberly.
I was like, "He's actually going to be living together?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you love each other?" And he's like, "Well, Kimberly knows how I feel." I think he was kind of going down the way of saying yes. Kimberly's like, "Oh, well, we won't get into that right now, Stephen, because there's so many different meanings to that word." The hell would you move in with somebody if you didn't love them? That's a big bloody commitment to be moving in somebody.
Especially when you know it's only 4 weeks.
You really
and
know
you're really
them
going
4
out with them
weeks.
for 2 weeks.
Aye. Are you moving in together? You don't even love him? I can't get my head around that. I mean, unless they're going to have different rooms, but I doubt that.
I could doubt it.
Odd.
Coming up, the results are revealed.
The housemates facing this week's public vote are...
And Ashley's irate.
Bunch of two-faced bastards in this house. I'm so angry.
What the fuck?
(5:26 p.m). Mark is entertaining his housemates.
Oh my God, I've got a riddle.
Yes.
What's more powerful than God? What's more evil than the devil? The rich want it and the poorest have it.
And it's something dead like random.
It's dead obvious.
Money?
No.
Not money, obviously.
Yeah, the poor don't have it.
Love?
No.
The world?
No.
Science?
No.
The devil?
No. What's more powerful than God? Nothing. What's more evil than the devil? Nothing. The rich want nothing and the poorest have nothing. So the answer's nothing.
That's cool. Nothing. That's good.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Danielle still has yesterday's Christmas party on her mind.
I was upset yesterday, Christopher.
Were you?
Yeah, I was a bit hurt. But
Okay.
you know.
It's gonna go off.
No. But you know, you had to do something. So at the end of the day, that was it really. But yeah, I was.
What would you say the reasons why you're disappointed for, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I've been like friends with Chris literally since day one. There's been times where you've been nominated and I've been the only one that's been sitting there beside you.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I just felt like a bit. I don't know.
I'm not surprised. I know I'm not surprised because you can't. Had it been a list based on whom I'm closest to in the house, you would have been pretty much at the top of the list. I'm surprised, and I had no idea they were going to lock you all together in a bedroom.
What the hell? Never said.
Oh, you lot make me die.
Insane.
Can't deal with you guys in this house.
Come here.
Anyway,
I'm
it's
sorry.
done now. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Maybe at my next party if I'm ever given one, if I'm not booted. Honestly, wait till you see, give it another hour and I'll be purple.
This house, man, I'm fucking cracking up. I'm so fucking, you got to keep an eye on me, so I'm gone. You going to nominate? Yeah.
Who's been good to me? You would have been.
So far, Ashley has 5 nominations. Christopher has 3. Chris, Marlon and Stephen have 2. Ash, Danielle, Kimberly and Winston each have 1. Ash is next to nominate.
My first nomination is Ashley. I felt like I properly bonded with her when the group was a lot smaller. I felt like eventually we was bonding, and then I found out that she was slagging me off behind my back. She doesn't want me here, basically. So I didn't really appreciate it.
Ash, could you give the name of your second nomination?
Oh, this is a tough one, this. But I'm going to have to say Danielle again. Because I feel like out of everyone, if I listed everyone in the house, me and her probably have the least in common. She feels like she can't really speak to me and stuff. Like Danielle and Ashley, they just do like their own thing. I know they're like best mates and stuff, but they can come and join in. They just kind of sit away a lot.
My first nomination is Chris. The reason I'm nominating Chris is the way he's reacted or reacting around the last week or so. I feel that's quite up and down. Don't really know where I stand with him. I don't understand why he's here. I can't understand a conversation where it ends with him but I can't talk about this. For me, I'd like to be around people that are happy to open up around me because it makes me feel like I'm able to open up around them. My second nomination is Ash. Helen had described a certain event or a conversation in front of Ash where Helen admitted that potentially she goes too far. I think it was relating to the girl powerhouse mates when we were coming to make a decision. And the way Helen said it was, I was really proud of myself in there. I really tried to sort of calm down and give my valid reasons and allowing the valid reasons to speak for themselves. Ash's response to this was, don't change who you are in here. I don't feel it's appropriate for people to be revving people's engines up and encouraging that, or equally going to them afterwards, actually you're justified. Yeah, you might be justified, but the actual way you're doing it isn't justified, and that's the problem I have.
My first nomination this week is gonna be Kim. She's very intelligent, but sometimes she can be a little bit emotionally closed. Yesterday, some of us were really lucky to be invited to the Christmas party, and I understand that she's not the most extrovert person, but she did look physically uncomfortable, and I would have kind of thought, well, there are people that would really rather... There are people that would have really wanted to be at this party that can't be, so I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. And she didn't really do that, so yeah. I just don't have the strongest emotional attachment with Kim. Okay, this one's really hard. But my second nomination this week is gonna have to be for Marlon. I think he struggles with things in it and he takes them personal. Like yesterday, he said to Christopher, "Don't invite me, it's fine, pick people over me." And then when he didn't get picked, he kind of spat his tummy out a little bit. I understand that he does want to grow and he does want to learn in here, but if you're not willing to help yourself, who's gonna help you?
This means that Ashley comes top with 6 nominations. Chris, Christopher and Marlon each have 3 nominations. Ash, Danielle, Kimberly and Stephen have 2 nominations. Winston has the least with just 1. Mark is the only housemate to receive no nominations. Big Brother will reveal the results to the housemates later today. 6:12 p.m. Danielle is praying in the pod.
Please grant me your strength and wisdom to get through this experience and make it as long as I can. Please grant me your serenity and trust and power to know that I am good in my ways and that I will be successful in this.
Ash and Winston are talking about becoming flatmates.
I just paid the first months. Just for the first months, and then you can just give me when you're out.
I'm straight in, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Fucking mint. Imagine first night just back to our gaff. You'd be buzzing, wouldn't you?
Straight from here, back there.
Yeah. Be mint. I'll get it fucking rigged up, ready to roll. It's proper high spec, so like, it's all rigged out.
Yeah.
Top. I'm just buying a fucking George Foreman. I'll get the food in. That's it. Sort my room out. That's it.
Yeah.
Fucking mint, I can't wait.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
(8:06 p.m. Big Brother has gathered the housemates.
Where's the queen?
Housemates, today you nominated, and Big Brother now has the results of those nominations. The housemates facing this week's public vote are Charlie.
Hi.
And Christopher.
Luckily, purple's my colour.
And Chris.
It's interesting.
And Ashley. And
fuck me.
Marlon. And these 5 housemates will face eviction this week. This concludes this week's nomination result.
I'm glad you got a week off. I'm glad you got a week off, really am.
Alright, get up.
Well done, congrats.
You're all right, kid.
Next time a week off.
Running after Ashley now.
Can't believe Ashley's up, man.
Surprised
She's the only girl apart from Charlie.
2 girls, 3 guys.
Are you all right? You all right, dude?
Yeah, absolutely fine, yeah. It's a game. I am fine with it.
I'm shocked, I really am
I
shocked.
am.
You and Chris are up.
Seriously?
The fourth
Seriously?
week.
Shocked you and Chris
Fourth,
are up.
not just fourth week, fourth
Seriously?
week on the run.
So I should start overreacting to things, because maybe the way I downplay things all the time makes it seem like I want to be up for eviction.
Or makes you seem like you don't care when actually you really fucking do
Well, obviously
care.
I do care, it's just I still want to create like a massive
Just don't,
storm
because it's
about
the
it.
public's decision at the end of the day. They're the ones who decide who stays on here.
I'm really shocked
It's an odd mix.
that you've gone up. I'm really surprised.
Well, that's nice of you to say.
I'm a bit pissed off, actually.
It doesn't matter.
I don't get it.
I do not want you to be evicted, Ashley. Simple as that.
I think the house is still now. It'll be 100 times worse if she goes.
You've got too much to give.
Yeah, we'll just have a good week this week.
She goes this week, I'm going the next. I know for a fact I'll be going.
I told you weren't going to be up. I knew you wouldn't be up this week.
I'll be going the next again week, like.
Your hating posse turned on me this week. I told you that. I said from the start of this week, the ones that are voting to get her out will be voting for me this week, and I guarantee that's how it went.
I would quite happily watch this week's nominations, you know. I was geared up for it then. Get this out, because anybody nominated it.
Bunch of two-faced bastards in this house. I'm
After
so
they got
angry.
fucking saved last week and
Angry
everybody
about
had
Chris.
like such an emotional fucking connection to him.
I'm so angry about Chris and Christopher.
Coming up, Stephen singles out the competition.
Without question, you can all tell me I'm an idiot, lovely guy, biggest game Prentice has is little Chris.
And things get steamy under the sheets. (9:53 p.m). Earlier this evening, Big Brother revealed the results of this week's nominations.
I feel bad that Ashley is up. Like, I know she's been a bit of a bitch now, but I've fucking got to know her all like this week. I just feel bad. I know she been with us both.
What? Why didn't you nominate her?
Huh? You what?
Give the answer like you.
No, I just feel bad that she's up.
Why though?
Just because I don't know, I just got to know her more. I don't know.
You feel bad that she's up because it affects Danielle and the odd side of Danielle.
No, not at all. Nothing.
Put it this
to do
way,
with
if she's up, then Daniel's only got one person to cry her shoulders on as she goes.
that. I don't even want that.
So thinking that,
Why don't you feel bad on your fucking best mate, yeah?
Of course I feel, that's standards, he knows that.
I know that.
Following nominations, some of the housemates are discussing tactics.
Charlie, if you could name...
Abuse
and you
her.
You don't have to answer this question.
We're
if you don't
not
want to.
even
If you could
gonna
name
ask you
one person in this house that's playing a game, who would the person be?
No one.
No one?
No one's playing
you
a
don't
game,
think
no.
no one's playing a game?
No.
I do. I know some people are.
Oh, I know as well.
Really?
Yeah.
After watching what I watched the other night, we just sat there going, gameplay.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd tell you...
You won't,
I
it's so
think-
weird.
Well, I definitely-
You won't see it until you watch something like we watch.
Not playing games, but they're holding back
When
for
you
a reason.
when you sit around a table with everybody, you hear things totally different to what we heard.
Who's playing a game in this house? One person, biggest game player. Remember the word game player. Don't just pick the obvious, think game. Structured player. Go for it.
Fucking hell!
What?
I walked into...
I think a massive one is potentially Big Chris.
What, as in, are you talking about Christmas or Chris?
Christopher.
You're joking.
Charlie, would you like to answer the question you want to
I
pass?
don't think there is any gameplays in it though. I don't actually think there's any gameplays in it, otherwise I'd say.
I'm telling you something, without question, you can all tell me I'm an idiot, lovely guy, biggest game Prentice has is little Chris, and that's without question. And you all understand, I'm a very good judge of character usually. I'm telling you, little Chris is a game player. And on a couple of times I've seen the shy, quiet, humble, shy boy turn. Now that might be wrong, and I will hold my hands up and say I'm a very bad judge of character. But the fact is, to me,
He's turned on me twice
to me,
already,
he's been.
but I don't think he's a game
To
player.
me, he's been nothing but pleasant, nothing but polite, nothing but kind and nice. What do I know about Chris? All I know is his name is Chris.
"12:33 a.m. Ash is feeling mischievous.
I feel like I want to do something naughty, me.
Do you?
Winston. So
You feeling a bit of a
Winston, our goal
destructive
is
mood?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You feeling a destructive mood?
5 sets.
Yeah.
3 sets. 500 abs.
I like being mischievous.
133.
Oh yeah.
Are you plotting?
Sure.
Kind of mischievousness.
Can't do anything with these fucking lights on.
Christopher is in the diary room.
I'm just wondering why I might be facing the public vote again. Just this is the 4th consecutive week that I'll be facing eviction, and I thought I might have had a little bit of a break this week. And I thought I got on very well with people in the house, and the only kind of issue really this week that there's been is the fact that I had to choose 3 people who couldn't attend the Christmas party last night. So I'm wondering really who nominated me and what the reasons might be. You know, some of the boys who are like in Helen's group of mates. I'm wondering if they would have nominated me, and I'm a little bit frustrated if they did choose to nominate me, simply because I chose them to attend the Christmas dinner, and if they've based their nomination based on my discussion with Helen, then I'm really annoyed because I'm thinking that had no effect on you, and surely you can think for yourself without having to take Helen's side. Because I feel personally I get on very well with a lot of the boys, especially with Winston and with Winston and Ash and everybody. So I can understand if like Danielle nominated me and if Helen nominated me, but I would be upset to think that some of the boys had chosen to nominate me based on my argument with Helen.
It's lights out in the bedroom.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Fine.
Don't do that.
Really? I fucking hate that.
Grabbing my penis, Helen.
Don't fucking say that, you fucking mule.
Stay tuned for Bit on the Side, where Rylan will be dissecting the latest house action with Sally Morgan, Samantha Mumba and Louisa.